What are you gonna do with all the money at 13 years old?
Honestly,
Curious.
probably reinvest it, because then you have so much more money instead of blowing it all then. Like, there's nothing like I really need. Like, I don't really need a Rolex or a Lamborghini that I can't drive.
The man, Brunson.
Paid to sell your product.
Love this guy.
I honestly believe the entrepreneurs are the only people that can actually change this planet.
So the first time I kind of ever saw this person or heard of them, I started seeing this person pop into my Facebook feed and Instagram and different places. I saw comments from this person, so I kind of knew they knew what they were talking about, but I didn't know anything else about them until a little while later. And remember, I think the first time might have been Dave, and Dave said, "Dude, there's this kid in our funnel hacking community. He's 11 years old. Dude, he knows more about funnels than I think anybody else I've met." And I'm like, "Are you serious?" And then I met Maddix, and Caleb's like, "Dude, this guy is working with us. He's literally like the little mini Russell Brunson. Like, this dude is like you, but he's 11 and 12 and he's building funnels, and the guy's amazing." And I was like, I keep hearing about him. I need to meet him. And so I had a chance to meet him the very first time. It was right when we first started talking about this event. And I remember pulling him aside, and he was the very first person I asked the speaker. I said, "Hey, I'm thinking about doing this event with kids and families and stuff. And if I do it, would you be willing to speak?" And he said yes. So if you guys can all stand up and put your hands together for Noah Lenz! So first off, how old are you actually? People keep asking me.
13.
13. So he's the same age as my twinner. So I tell my kids, I was like, "Dude, you guys start paying for your own stuff now." Noah's killing it now. All right, first off, I would love to hear, tell us your backstory about how you kind of got into, because you didn't just jump into funnels right initially. Like, where did it start, and why did you come on this journey to kind of figure some of this stuff out?
So my now friend, Maddix, he's like, "Dude, you seriously should read .com Secrets. Like, I think you would love funnels." So I'm like, "All right, I'm gonna read it." So I picked up the book. It turns out my dad already had it. He just never read it. So, and like, I'm supposed to go to bed, and I was so enticed in this book, and I look up and it's like midnight. I'm like, "Oh shoot!" But I couldn't stop thinking about all these funnels. Like, I had so many ideas. First, I wanted to do a stock image site with funnels, and then I just had so many ideas floating through my mind. At the time, I was doing some web design for people because I was interested in that. So I had a couple of those gigs. I thought, I wonder if I could use a funnel to sell my web design stuff. But I'm like, I can niche down. So I decided to go with the political campaign market. Okay. So I went with that market.
What do you know about? I don't even know anything about politics.
So I thought, all right, I'll make these websites for these politicians. They'll love them. And so
the corrupt politicians or the good ones? Who do you focus on?
Both.
Whoever pays the bills.
So I'm like, political campaigns. This is the thing. I'm gonna hit 2 Comic Club tomorrow with political campaigns. But I didn't want to use ClickFunnels at first. So I said,
"Why not?"
I thought it was too expensive. I'm like looking at all these options. And eventually I'm like, why not just use ClickFunnels? So I got the trial. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so much better than all these other things. And I started poking around, creating a bunch of funnels for different stuff, dog food, I think. I saw your toilet paper funnel, so I made a toilet paper funnel that was exactly like it, modeling pixel by pixel, just getting good in the editor. I feel like I was sitting down at a computer for probably 6 hours straight, messing with ClickFunnels, seeing what it could do, and from there I was just hooked.
Oh, so awesome. How did you learn all this stuff at this young age?
Honestly, most of it was from your books.
From the books?
Yeah. I watched every Funnel Hacker TV episode, all of your training. I studied some other direct response marketers like Dan Kennedy, etc. But honestly, at the time, I was just this is boring. Russell's interesting. So yeah, mainly it was from you, actually.
When did you kind of decide, I'm going to build funnels, for Caleb, obviously, but other people, what was the reason why you kind of made that decision?
In about June of 2018, I started my own agency. And at the time, I didn't really know how to run an agency. So I was kind of doing everything myself. I was getting clients, but I wasn't able to manage all the clients because I had no idea what the heck I was doing. Because I knew marketing, but I didn't know how to manage clients. So like I was getting all these clients like with my funnel, I was closing them on the phone, whatever, but oh, awesome, you're 12, you're doing funnels, that's great. And they like saw some of my work. But then it was like I had so much on my plate that I had like no idea like how to manage it, who to do first, etc. Yet at the same time I was still trying to get more clients because I'm a marketer. And so like I have more clients coming in, but yet I'm not able to handle my current clients. So like my brain was like totally overwhelmed. I was working like 15 hours a day at 12.
Did you just skip school, or did you just like drop out?
It was summer at that point.
Oh, it was good. Summertime.
But yeah, so eventually like I kind of started to figure things out. That was probably a couple months later, and I like got it toned down. I like found like an assistant to help out with some stuff. But yeah, should have done that sooner.
I didn't get my own assistant for a long time. I'm jealous. So let me ask you, like, then and now, like, how much do you, just so people get a perspective of like the value of this, like how much do you charge somebody to build a funnel for them?
Honestly, like right now, I'm not really in the agency business, just because like I still work with Caleb a bunch, but like if someone wanted to work with me, I honestly would like probably only work with them if I got a certain amount of equity in the business.
He's negotiating equity already. I love it. Okay, so one thing, this is something that super impressed me first about you, one of the first interactions me and you had. Somehow you got me on Voxer, which I don't know how you figured out my secret Voxer handle, because it's top secret, as you know, but somehow you figured that out. And you messaged me and you're like, hey, it was one of the funnels that I was doing or something, and you fixed a bunch of stuff for me. You're like, oh, you messed up here, I changed these things, and you sent it to me. And you're like, no strings attached, just wanted to help. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do.
And you've done it a couple times. And just giving. And this is, the reason I want to bring this up is because most people come out when they start any business, and the first thing they're trying to do is like, how do I close someone? How do I sell somebody? And you've come out from such an opposite direction of like, how can I like help other people? And then the business just comes. Do you want to talk about some of your philosophies on that?
I'm a big believer in the Dream 100. I think you can Dream 100 someone beyond being your affiliate, hence being on a stage right now.
He's been working me for years. I love it.
But honestly, like I feel like if you provide value and you show what you're able to provide, like with no strings attached, people will see what you're capable of. It's also like if you have 5 people trying to pitch you on window cleaning, and one person walks up to your house and says, hey, I know you're probably getting bombarded with everyone trying to pitch you on window cleaning. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna clean this window right here, see if it looks good. If it doesn't, that's fine. If it does, how about I clean the rest of your windows? You know, just providing value first to show that you're the real deal. Because like I know you get thousands of messages a week. Like, you know, Melanie probably keeps most of them from you.
Yes.
But like I needed to get past like the gatekeeper. I needed to get past Melanie. Like I needed to get to you. So I wanted to provide some genuine value, and I do that with a lot of people. Like when like I wanted to get on Dave's podcast, I first built a new funnel for Funnel Hacker Radio, and I sent that over to him, and then I got on his podcast.
So good. So you're just leveraging your funnel skills. Yeah, give him a round of applause. It's amazing. So outside of the roadblock of you started getting so much business that you were kind of overwhelmed, were there any other roadblocks you kind of hit in this journey?
Yeah, trying to do it all myself.
Yeah.
Like kind of the same thing there. I feel like I've always done either too much myself or not enough myself. And I've been getting better at that now. But like after that happened, I was like, I'm gonna be as hands-off as possible. And then everything started to go downhill. I'm like, oh shoot, I still need to be hands-on, like not to the 4-hour work week yet, you know? So like just the right balance, and also like knowing like what's really needed. Like 80-20 rule all comes down to that, because there's a lot of things that like I did just because like they were cool, like little tweaks or whatever, but like they really didn't do anything in the end, and it took so much of my time and resources and whatnot, and like really just sticking to the fundamentals and what's like really works.
That's awesome. All right, so right now in this room, we've got a whole bunch of kids. Some of them, this is like their first time they've ever learned about funnels and all these kind of things. They don't have businesses yet or products or ideas or anything. They're just kind of here. Maybe their parents drug them here and like, must become an entrepreneur, listen to Russell. If they really want to get into this and learn it, like what would be the process? Is it reading the books versus jumping into ClickFunnels? Like what would you coach them through if they were asking me like, how do I start doing what you're doing?
Well, the fact that we're at this event is a great start. This is an awesome event. Beyond that, I would read all 3 of the books. And then honestly, what I do is I would find a website or a funnel, and I would just start creating it in ClickFunnels, and then I'd read the help docs, and that was a super fast way to learn, funnel building, just modeling pixel by pixel, not actually launching it, but just as a way to get better at the funnel building aspect, and just finding what you're really passionate about. If you don't like driving traffic, don't drive traffic. Find someone else to drive traffic. But if you love doing the funnel aspect, do the funnel aspect. So finding what you're passionate about, because otherwise you'll just end up footing.
That's one thing I want to kind of stress to all you guys is we're going through this, we're giving you guys the framework of the entire business. But if you look at ClickFunnels, for example, we do all this stuff, but there's 340 people that work for me. There's one person that specializes in each individual thing. So I think what Noah's saying here is so powerful. Find the piece that you resonate with. If you're I love the story stuff, I want to tell stories like crazy, you can make a full-time income telling your own story or other people's stories. Or if you love moving things to ClickFunnels, or love the traffic, or Dream 100, or any of the pieces, each individual piece, there's a whole career in there for you, just becoming amazing at that.
And I know there's someone, I know you mentioned this at FHL, that just writes emails, soap opera and Seinfeld sequences, and makes a fortune. If you want to do agency type things and you want to niche down, that's entirely possible as well.
Okay, so most kids your age are playing Fortnite, they are doing Minecraft, they are watching other people play video games. Mm-hmm. Do you spend any time doing that, or do you spend your time on other things?
No, I don't really do any of that. Sometimes when I'm stuck on something, trying to think of something, I will watch Netflix or something when trying to figure that out. And I'm trying to create a better balance there, but yeah, I don't really play any video games or anything like that.
You play the video game of funnels, right?
Yeah.
For all the kids out there, just so you guys know, funnels are kind of like video games, but the end of it, in video games, you win fake money.
Yeah.
You get to keep this money and put it in your pocket and buy cool stuff, right?
Exactly.
Much more fun. That's awesome. All right, I got one more question for you. And this is, I know that you talked about Caleb hitting the 2 Comma Club. I know that's a goal for you as well. So when you hit 2 Comma Club and the money stuff's coming in for you, what are you gonna do with all the money? At 13 years old?
Honestly,
Curious.
probably reinvest it into ads and additional infrastructure, because then you have so much more money instead of blowing it all then. There's nothing I really need. I don't really need a Rolex or a Lamborghini that I can't drive. So invest it and then probably give some of it away.
That's awesome. Feels good to give money away. That's awesome. Very cool. Okay, so for all the kids and all the parents, what advice do you have for them while you're here, while you've got their ears?
Honestly, stick to the framework. Mix your own ideas in there, but stick to the framework. Do what Russell says. As cliche as it may sound, he knows. He's had years and years of experience. You guys are here in 2 Comma Club X, a great resource. So just stick to the framework.
Very cool. All right, let's give Noah a huge round of applause.